Hi, welcome to Soul Food Ministries and Outreach. I'm Henriette Hobson. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to No More Jim Crow Ministry, the Craft Ministry, Garden Ministry, um, Power Tool Ministry, decorating and landscaping and whatever it is that we do here is ministry. Here to encourage you to, make you aware of things, the information that God has, allowed me to come upon and enlighten me with whatever revelations that I get from him that I'm allowed to share. And there hasn't really been anything that he hasn't allowed me to share. I don't think just can't remember if I'm going my entire life, but here we are. It is a beautiful day today here. I know that everywhere it is not as beautiful here, and I count myself blessed to be able to have such beautiful weather, and we have had it. And thanks be unto God that we have it because He has given me, and I'm sure there are many other people within this state or wherever that is speaking about the weather because we can speak to the weather and command what we want. It has taken some time, to get there, but we have had, especially wherever I live, it has just been awesome. And it may be 10 miles away, tearing it up out there. But, right here where I am, it's fairly, a small amount of whatever is going on somewhere else or just calm and beautiful. I've seen it over and over and over again. So God, bless and help, and you send just the blessings of the Lord to the people that are grieving. First of all, there's so many people that have lost people in their families and friends and what have you. Also, they have lost their homes, all their possessions in fires. The fires of California has just really been horrible. And the horrible thing about it is someone set them on purpose to hurt all those people. Just a blessing that no one has been killed. Few hurt, but miracles just happened within the California area where the fires are. Um, I have family, and I put the blood over my family every day. House wasn't touched, even though the fire was in the neighborhood. House wasn't touched. So, praise be unto God who always calls us to triumph. And so I'm just thanking and praising the Lord every day. He is so good. Even when everything doesn't go the way that I think it ought to go, I'm going to thank Him anyhow. Maybe through the tears, through the pain, or whatever. I am praising Him because I am telling you He's good and He's going to work it out for my good, regardless of if it looks like what I wanted it to look like to start with. Well, we've got this political climate going on. And so I pray that everyone that was, before I jump off of that, were hurt or lost, that they would be, restored. That first of all, I always say to come to Jesus, everyone to come to Jesus and go to Him for comfort, and put your faith in Him. FEMA may step in some instances, but it is a very weak FEMA. So many people are left behind. They do a very poor job, really, if you ask me. From what I see, they leave so many people behind, and it's like, where is all that money going? People that are still not recovered from 10 years ago. That's ridiculous. Not in this country, it shouldn't be happening. But we're looking forward to better things. Anyway, we are in a political storm. And God has opened up a door for us. And I know I don't put my stock in any one person. And that, she is going to be our savior. God, yes, he will use her. Will she do some things that we're not going to like? Yep. She had already said some stuff that I don't like, but that's not going to stop me from voting for her. Because what is more important is the big picture, democracy. I may not like, you know, her view on something or what she decides to do with a particular, but democracy, the freedom that we have in this country, the checks and balances, it has to come back. It has to stay, and it has to, continue to be in place or put back in place, because it has been, some imbalances going on. And the enemy had a plan, but God said no. I believe that Kamala is going to be the next president of the United States, the 47th president of the United States, first woman, first black woman, and first Southeast Indian woman, whatever other races that she's mixed with. We all mixed with a bunch of different stuff. And that's one of the things that, Donald Trump was trying to, call her out on. He always knew her to be Indian, and then now she's black. It's hilarious. Come on. He was once white, and then he was orange. Okay. So all of us, most of us, a lot of us, and over the thousands of years, not just in the hundreds of years of this country, have passed for one race or culture of another. It all, whatever is convenient, whatever seems to work for you. Black people that were out of slavery, come out of slavery, and some of them that were still in slavery and got a chance to get away or however it worked, and they passed for white. They passed for another race if they were, light enough complected, by unfortunate rapes of their masters and what have you. So, to me, she's honoring her Indian mother. How is she going to just dismiss the fact that her mother is Southeast Indian and Asian, and just only hold on to her blackness? That's what it always was in the past in Jim Crow, that one drop of black blood, then you were, So I mean, just a bunch of nonsense. She can identify to whatever she wants to identify. Okay, she is black and she is Indian, so whatever. Only thing I care about is that her heart is right, and that she makes right decisions for the country, and that is to say the people of the country. She sounds like she's trying to be fair, especially I have an issue with the whole Israeli thing, and but she balanced it out. She did what was right, and it was really the right thing. And she said, but the Palestinian people are not being, I'm wording it my way, fairly treated. They're being, genocided and criminals of war. They are being, they're victims of the Israeli criminals that are murdering them and committing genocide on them. But like she said, they deserve to have a state of their own. She knows the truth, and she's willing to balance it out, even though, politically the America's always stuck with Israel, and her husband is a Jewish man. So, and her stepchildren are. So, there's a little of that probably has some somewhat influence. I hope it doesn't influence it to the point that she doesn't put Netanyahu in jail or, hold him accountable for the murders that he committed. It's one thing. It was no war. Okay. Yes, those hostages. It's horrible what happened. He did not go in and just he killed everybody. He wants to get rid of all of them because he wants all of the Middle East that he can get, especially Gaza Strip. And no, God did not give that to him, and He did not give that to them. It doesn't belong to the Jewish people of today. The Hebrews of the Bible are black people, and they are not the Jewish people of today. They've even said it themselves. That's one of the reasons why I know. And then it really is how I know, because even when with putting those dates together, when they actually turned over to Judaism, and we're not Jews at all, or practicing Judaism, we were so brainwashed we didn't even see that. And it's been promoted that you didn't see it. So yes, the Hamas, they came in, and there were people murdered, but I don't agree with calling them terrorists. You're not a terrorist just because you're trying to fight for your freedom. That's wrong, and it's a lie. So anyway, because they would call us a terrorist if we were out fighting for our freedom. That's just some political, racist, Israeli Zionist mess. So anyway, and I am not trying to be political in the sense that, I want you to vote for who I like. No, it's about the safety of our families now and to come, and for the whole entire country, the whole entire United States, and others that are attached to us, allies and what have you, that, I don't even really care for politics at all, because it's a bunch of lies. We know that this man, Donald Trump, cannot be president ever again. He should never be in politics. He should never lead anything again. The man is not fit. He's just not. He's not a good person at all. There's no truth in him. There's no integrity, what have you. And I don't like saying that, because I really don't like to have to say that, but it's the truth. It's just out there. Everyone used to favor him with his books and his, what we thought, was good business practices. Mm-mm. All a lie, all a scam. And we're just trying to save our country and keep it. So, but I was listening to a minister, and she was speaking about, now see, she was a Trumpite and still is, but she don't want you to know that because it's looking so bad. And I just never saw this woman as racist, but when you are that hard in the favor of Donald Trump, it's clear. I don't care, how many black people you may have helped or what have you. And how do you get so blind when you know so much about the word? You've been in ministry for like 30 or 40 years, and you still, 50 years really, or so, maybe more. And, well, maybe not that long, because she wasn't born again as a child, but very deceived. And then it's going to get on the air and try to act like, well, what she's troubled about the debate is the abortion issue. No, that's just another way of trying to say don't vote for Kamala. Using that abortion issue, that neither one of them answered it, and just leaning toward how Kamala is for women having the right to choose. And so she's just ripping that apart, ramping that up, when all along what she's trying to do is say, and I'm gonna tell you who it is, because it's these lying, scamming, deceiving, slick ministers. It's got to stop. We got to be shut down. It's Patricia King, and I used to love Patricia King. And then the True Colors came out, okay, and she just sitting there going on and on about how horrible it is and how it's a human life and all that's true. Every bit of it is true, and I am all for pro-life. But why all of a sudden now you may have always been pro-life, but you have never hammered on it like this. You're not gonna be able to stop abortions. You're just not. They're going to do it the way that we don't want it done. But that is the choice that God gave everyone. You make choices in your life. Nobody has to make a law or not. Before there was a law, women were still trying to have abortions. They were going in back alleys, back rooms, trying to do it themselves. All this. You're not going to stop abortion from taking place, whether it's the law or not. Donald Trump, he's not pro-choice. He will do it if it conveniences him, for his family or some other situation. And probably has somewhere down in his life. It's like, come on, just be real. Stop trying to. That really is very just upsetting to see ministers play games like that. She knows good and well. She just wants you to vote for Donald Trump. No, there should not be abortion for convenience. We need to be much more, not reckless with our sex lives. But there are situations, little girls, pregnant, 9 years old, and what have you. As the things have happened when the abortion ban was on in particular states where women were carrying what is the word I'm looking for? The pregnancy was dangerous to them. The child was a grossly deformed, whatever the situation. Or the woman was miscarrying and the doctors were afraid to help her. That's a medical issue. And she's bleeding out in the car because nobody will take care of her. First of all, you better have Jesus on your side, so when all the clowns start acting up, you can be taken care of. You have to walk through with him. He'll take care of you. And work the situation out for you. I don't want my tax money going toward using abortion for birth control just because you got pregnant and you careless, with your sex life, or just happened because it happened by accident. You got a party coming up and you can't fit in your dress and you don't have time for. That's crazy. That's craziness. It's evil. But to deny, and she used the idea that they're turning it into a healthcare issue. It is a healthcare issue. It is one type of health care issue. Now, whether they are playing it up or not, but what do you think Donald Trump is going to do? We cannot have abortions going on in particular places or what have you. They're going to go somewhere else and get it. But in the meantime, he's running the country, whole country, everybody involved. Issues that are above and beyond that particular issue. So if you have a minister that is pastor, what have you, that is playing those games like that, give them a bundle. Stop listening to them, because they're leading you wrong in other areas. If they're leading you wrong in that one, I guarantee you they are. It's play the game with your mind. They're aborting their dedication to the Lord at their will, for their convenience, and for what they believe in. It's more than one way to look at a thing and actually see what the heck is going on. And it just sickened me. It was like, oh, I can't even watch this. And it's so much of it going on that still they're trying to hold on to white supremacy, white privilege. And any way that they can do that, and at the cost of the country. You know what? I've said it before and I'll say it again. First of all, I'm not prejudiced at all. But do you need some evil person in the highest seat in the land with no laws to hold them in check to be white? No. You're white no matter what, you know? And the privilege still swings in your direction, unfortunately, because privilege should be all of ours. It shouldn't be any one race that tops the others. We're all human and equal in that way, in that right. So it's like, do you really need to have, this vigilante, mindset and action going on, laws and all, and to be able to look down upon other people to make yourself feel better about being white? That's really sad. Every color that we are as a human being is beautiful. We do not have to put anyone else down in order to feel valued. We are valued because God made us valuable. And if you are a Christian and thinking like that and talking like that, it makes me wonder if you're really a Christian, born again, for real. See, these ones that have been in ministry for decades doing that mess, Or you really say, really? Gifts are without repentance. So you can run around and, be able to lay hands and heal someone and prophecy and hear a word and all that. That doesn't mean that he's going to let you in. I'm not saying you're not, and I'm not saying that you are. I'm not saying he told me that you are or you aren't. But I am saying that's not him. That's not his heart. That's not what he came and did his finished work for. So a lot of them, they're not Christian at all. Anyone that says Donald Trump is picked by God to, and God has anointed him to um, do his will and all that. These are not Christians talking like that. Yeah, Donald Trump, he's anointed all right, anointed by the evil one. He's anointed to tell lies and to stand in faith for evil. He doesn't back down. He keeps repeating the same rhetoric over and over and coming up with new rhetoric that's evil. Grabbing a hold to anybody that he can. The very thing God said he hates the most. The first two things are lies and pride. Oh my goodness, that's Donald Trump all over. How do you really think? You don't. You are walking in evil yourself because you want someone to establish this evil against God's people and his created ones and wreak havoc all over the country and the world. You're not saved with that doing that mess. God gives us many chances upon this earth to do what's right while we're here in this flesh body before the new transfer of dispensation or however it's going to happen. And let me tell you, you're going to be held accountable for this. This is just not because I want you to, you need to vote for her because we need to not have him. It's as simple as that. And she's got a decency about her and she's got good ideas and what have you. And whether she follows through with them or not, we'll have to see. But whatever she does is going to be way better than what he would do. So that's just as simple as that. So we have to pray that God will bring Kamala in. And he will. He's heard our cry. And so, I just wanted to speak on that. And she's not the only one. There's many others. But there is one lady. Her name was Barbara, if I remember correctly. But she called them all out. It's like, if you saying Donald Trump is God's chosen and he is saved, that's all a lie. She said, I'm not going along with that. That man has no characteristics of Christ at all. I'm gonna have to find her and listen to her because she's kind of was among them, but she didn't care about them being. See, that's just it. That's real Christian. It doesn't make any difference. You may know these people and you all may have fellowship together, and then they come out with this mess, and you like, no, I'm not being a part of that. I'm gonna set this straight right now. I'm for Jesus, and that's who I'm standing for and making it clear. And I don't care if you all don't want to be my friend any longer, want to minister with me or have me minister with you any longer. Doesn't matter. I'm standing for Christ. That's a real Christian. That's a real Christian. And I know some of you saying, well, I am standing for Christ. That's what when you believe in a lie and contrary to the scriptures. People can be sincere, but be sincerely wrong. Okay. So I'm going to cut off here. I'm just saying, vote for Kamala. I'm telling you, vote for Kamala. We cannot have Donald Trump in the office any longer, ever again. It is not about her being black. Yay that she is. And we finally getting another black person in there. She's a female. Yay, that's all great and good too, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't have anything to do with gender. She's qualified. She's a decent human being. And she can do it. She can do it. I don't know exactly what her faith is. I don't think it's Hindu or anything like that. Even though she, but like her husband said, She has her faith and I have mine. They have different faiths. She hasn't converted. See, she's holding her own. She knows what's right and wrong. She's holding her own. She didn't convert over to Judaism, and he's not converting over to Christianity. That she has her own faith and he has his. And my guess is, that I haven't really heard her say about Christ or not. Right now, during these political times, based on some information you just don't even say because it just throws a monkey wrench in everything. And people lose sight of what really is going on and need to be listened to, and get all up in arms about it. And it just, some things are just best kept unsaid for the meantime. So, and not that she's trying to necessarily deceive us, but there have been many really non-Christians. Majority of them, presidents, were not Christians. They were Christian by name, but they weren't born again. So anyway, see you next time.